Welcome back to Sustained Overruled. I am the anonymous attorney. All right, so last night, part of, or at least last night, I had intended on talking a little bit about the DOJ investigation of the Fulton County Jail, but we didn't get to it because we were busy gossiping, okay? So, in preparation for this coming week, I thought it would be appropriate to get it over and done with. I'd also considered coming on here, and my co-counsels were to assist me in investigating a case. And that case would have been trying to figure out if my auntie's cheating or not. But we're not going to do that tonight. So obviously, who's this? Lil Woody is I wouldn't say introduce it to. Yeah, that would probably be giving him that would be giving Lil Woody a little too much credit. But in any event, he is one of the folks, at least in this trial, that described the conditions in the Fulton County Jail, and so we're going to tune into him. Just a moment. I'm going to share my screen here. All right. I think I'm sharing the right screen. Am I? Yes, I am. All right, so let's tune into Woody's um, description of the conditions in Fulton County Jail.
You talked about your stay in Rice Street in, I guess it would be February 21st of 2015 when they arrested you on that probation warrant, and you stayed there for several weeks, correct?
Yes,
Do you remember exactly how long you stayed there?
yes,
How long?
3 weeks.
3 weeks. Okay. So that would have been February 21st to the middle of March of 2015.
Yes,
Okay. And in that, first of all, in Rice Street in general, there's dorms, right?
not where they put me at.
Well, I'm just talking about in general right now. I'm going to get to where they put you at in a
Yes.
second. There's dorms, and then within the dorms there's cells.
Yes,
Okay, and the cell.
Without a doubt, Woody is probably the witness of the century because I don't know, he's a little unexpected.
Cells, how big are the cells?
18 and some ones, 16s and other ones.
Talking about feet?
You said cells?
Yes.
Like rooms?
Yeah. How big are the rooms?
Sir,
Yeah, 18 rooms and some, 16 and some.
I know, is my mic connected? I think it is, but okay. Anyways, let me get back into this.
The individual rooms are small, correct?
Yes,
Okay. And everything is made of either concrete or metal, correct?
yes,
All right. Most of the time you have a cellmate.
Short is a skilled cross-examiner. Very skilled.
all the time.
Okay. No privacy.
Correct,
Showers in common areas.
correct,
Toilets. You don't get a special room to use the bathroom.
right.
Okay. It's filthy. You talked about feces.
You.
All the time.
That's nasty.
When you on the ground, on the walls, things like that.
Yes.
Standing water in the showers.
Who?
Standing water.
We call it nut juice.
That's nasty.
What do you call it?
Nut juice.
That's
Okay.
real.
Right.
Even Simone, because she was like, what on earth is going on? I think she was ready to object. Hold on, let me see. Let's see.
Water. We call it nut
What's
juice.
going on?
What do you call it?
Nut juice.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah.
Mr. Sharp.
She was ready.
Let's get on. We're
Exactly.
painting the picture. Let's get on with what you want to ask.
The filth in Rice Street. To avoid that filth, you would be willing to tell lies, correct?
Correct.
All right. Let's talk about the danger
Mm.
of Rice Street. What's a shank?
A knife.
Okay. Knife made of just a random piece of metal, correct?
Whatever you can make with.
Are
Whatever you find.
shanks
animals-
common in Rice Street?
Is they who?
Common.
What you mean?
I keep using that word. Is it unusual for people to have shanks in Rice Street? When I say people, I'm talking about the inmates.
You saying, do they have them?
Yes.
Yes. You better have one.
Ooh.
Okay. And is it a concern of yours that someone that doesn't like you would have a shank in Rice Street?
Yes.
Let's see. What's Allie saying? Hey, Allie. Welcome. Ellie said, OMG, the nut juice. I still can't believe he. I know he did. It's Lil Woody. It's Lil Woody. So it's probably at this point, it's to be expected.
Okay.
I think, in all honesty, I think my favorite Lil Woody moment was when he was on the stand on a Friday and he complained to the judge about having to return on a Monday. I don't know. Yeah. He's just unexpected.
You know jail, you know Rice Street to be a particularly dangerous place, correct?
Yes.
And it's a particularly dangerous place for you, correct?
Yes.
You would lie to avoid the dangers of Rice Street, correct?
Yes.
I want to talk about the ice.
I still cannot believe Woody's the person they gave immunity to. I don't know who. As the prosecutor, I don't exactly. It's not like I have a better suggestion, but I just cannot believe this is who. What I mean by that is, out of all the witnesses that took the stand, with the exception of the one moment when he got really, really frustrated, I believe it was the day he wore the suit. I don't know, but he showed up with a suit on his first day. Oh no, it must have been after. With the exception of when Simone Hilton really got under his skin and he got frustrated and just started answering, and he admitted to him and Thread basically shooting up. I forgot. Rich Homie's dad's barbershop or whatever. Other than that, this man has not really contributed much to the state's case.
Isolation. Okay. In February of 2015,
Hey, Jerome. Let's see. Ellie, I have to put these on the screen because I cannot see. Ellie says, oh, when he told the judge, yeah, when he said, I'll see how I feel when I wake up. That was my ultimate favorite Lil Woody moment. And when she asked if he would come back on Monday to testify, that's it. Hopefully I can find that clip. I have it somewhere on my
you were arrested, and let's be clear, you feel it was a bogus probation warrant, correct?
It was.
Right. You were on probation and they accused you of not completing your community service.
And I didn't even have community service
Right.
to do.
And even if you did, you never heard of anyone getting locked up for failing to do community service
yeah,
on
they wanted
probation.
him.
I even called my probation officer and she said she didn't do it.
Right.
Yeah, they
I
wanted
understand.
him.
And so when they locked you up in February of 2015, they put you in isolation, correct?
If that's what you want to call it.
Well,
Yeah, Allie, and that's what I mean. I don't know. Do you have a suggestion of who they should have given it to Obama? Now that I think about it, that's who should have had immunity. Obama. All right, hold on.
you said, I think the way you described it was the medical unit. There was sick people. It was disgusting. People were talking to themselves.
Yes.
I think Obama for sure. Obama, he probably would have used that. Taisha, not a good choice because her interest would always lie with Shannon unless it was official that they were not together. So, yeah, I think Obama should have been the person to receive that.
People were doing worse stuff than that, eating their stuff.
Okay.
Come
You
on.
would lie to avoid going back to that place they took you in,
Sir, you
put
already
you
asked that question.
in February of 2015, correct?
You to my now?
No, I'm talking about on June 10th.
Oh no, I need help investigating a case. Okay, I think my aunt appeared on divorce court. I think it was divorce court. I would like to believe that my aunt was cheating on my uncle, but I cannot really prove it. If you guys want to get into that case, let me know, and then we'll be messy.
10th of 2015, you would have lied to avoid going right back to where they had you 3 months earlier.
Right?
All right, come on.
Mr. Kokomo, could you play
Hey, Andrea.
DS23Q, which is States 378 Yankee Echo, June 10th, 2015 at 4:16:13 to 4:16:36.
All right, I don't think I want to get into this.
It's you and Investigator Dennis on June 10th, 2015, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you told Investigator Dennis that you'd rather be dead than be sent back to jail.
Mm.
Still will.
Well,
And you said you will do anything to stay out of jail.
This is what he said.
And do anything includes lying on others, correct?
Yes.
All right. Mr. Copeland, we're going to change the subject a little bit. I want to talk to you about some of these statements you made to the police, okay? In 2015. All right. And let me just ask you.
all right, so we're gonna what is this? Let's switch over. I'm gonna change my screen. Let me share a different page. This is actually really nasty. If you have a weak stomach, then I don't know, look away or something. Look away, because these conditions that they had folks living in, deplorable, really, really disgusting. So let's see. Ellie says, I agree. Obama should have been given immunity. He for sure would have. That man would have said a lot, a lot. But the state had him up. They're shaking so bad. I'm surprised. I shouldn't be laughing. I really should not be laughing. But man, that man was terrified. That man was really, really terrified. Okay, in any event, let's tune in here. Let me see. I think another comment came in. All right, you guys are just saying hello to each other. Yeah, but that man was terrified. All right, let's.
After the Department of Justice announced an investigation into the conditions
look
at the
cute.
Fulton County Jail, Sheriff Pat Labat is speaking out, holding a news conference that wrapped up just a little over an hour ago.
11 Live Bo Babe.
And this was a year prior to the report. The report that was disclosed, was it this past week or the week before? I don't remember. But this was prior to the actual DOJ investigation.
Was there.
At least the
Bo Beth,
completion
what
of the investigation.
did Sheriff Labat have to say?
And did you guys have a good Sunday so far? What's going on?
Well, Sheriff Labat says he has been vocal about the conditions here at the Fulton County Jail for years, and he's been asking for the resources to address those concerns. And now he's hoping that the DOJ investigation will be the catalyst that brings about change.
All
We've
right.
been in lockstep with asking for a security audit, asking for technical assistance. So it was not a surprise.
Fulton County Sheriff Pat Labat says the announcement of a DOJ
That is
investigation
so
is the
nasty.
result of years of issues that he himself acknowledges needed to be addressed. He
That
says
is
his
so
office has
nasty.
been working to resolve the concerns that they can
What?
control, and add that the issue is bigger than just fixing the jail or moving to a replacement jail.
We have to change the culture, and that is from a community perspective. The system is broken,
All right.
right? In Fulton County, we have a number of unindicted cases. You already know that piece, and we have to figure out how to churn through.
The Department of Justice launched the investigation after receiving what they refer to as credible allegations of deplorable living conditions. rampant violence
Sheesh.
resulting in serious injuries and homicides, and the use of excessive force by officers. Over the years, 11 Alive has
That
done
is
multiple
nasty. I
reports
guess
on
that's
issues
the
at
nut
the
juice.
jail. Among them, stories about LaShawn Thompson, an inmate who died while in custody. In a statement, an attorney for the Thompson family wrote, "The family of LaShawn Thompson is encouraged by the U.S. Department of Justice opening an investigation. The independent autopsy established that Mr. Thompson died due to..."
Let's see, what's Jerome saying? Jerome said, "My Sunday is great. Hopefully yours is going well. Glad to see you back on here." Thanks, Jerome. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, Woody. Oh, no.
severe neglect at the
That looks
jail,
really
and we hope the
nasty.
responsible parties are held accountable. And as the DOJ
All
investigation
right, so
continues, Labat says he
let's go to the actual findings, okay? We're going to the findings, so I'm going to get out of here, and I'm going to share a different screen. Yeah, that's really gross. Unacceptable. Actually, I'm torn. Okay. I wanted to watch more of Woody, but let's quickly go to the DOJ. I'm just going to read the comments and then we'll head into Woody. Because this is getting too serious. I'm not that much of a serious person.
Division at the U.S. Department of Justice. Joining me is Ryan Buchanan, U.S. Attorney.
Actually, with this, I think, isn't she the acting commissioner? I think her last name is Clark or something. I'm surprised this woman kept her job because it was revealed, I think it was earlier this year, it was revealed that she did not disclose an arrest, uh something to do with DV, okay? Something to do with DV. Believe the allegations were that she attacked, I'm not going to say the exact words or whatever, that she attacked somebody she was in an intimate relationship with, and then, they disclosed, or it was revealed that she lied, basically. I'm surprised that she kept her job.
For the Northern.
I'm not saying she should not have kept her job. I'm not saying they should have removed her from her position, but I'm just surprised because I don't know, they made a big deal out of it.
District of Georgia. The Justice Department has completed a comprehensive investigation into conditions at the Fulton County Jail here in Fulton County, Georgia. Our investigation finds longstanding unconstitutional, unlawful, and dangerous conditions that jeopardize.
Some people are, I don't know, I'm not even going to criticize folks. I don't know why Fani Willis is being blamed for the conditions in Fulton County because she does not run. Obviously, she's the DA, so she does play a role in people being held, I don't know, in high bond or without a bond and things of that nature. But I don't think that she should take the sole blame for the conditions in the county jail.
The lives and well-being of the people held there. We cannot turn a blind eye to the inhumane, violent, and hazardous conditions that people are subject to, old, young people.
I know this is serious. Let's get into something fun. Hold on. That's way too serious for me. I don't want to end my Sunday on this note. We're gonna get into Woody here. Let's see. Obviously, I don't know. There might be more nut juice in here. Where is it? Here. Let's get into Woody. I don't want things that are too serious.
Get off that couch and come to Old Navy for holiday styles and steals.
Have you had bills or poppers?
I don't know. I don't remember. I don't know what. No, I guess I don't.
A man who goes by the nickname Lil Woody.
That's a weird way. I've not watched this video before. That's a weird way to start a video. A man goes
might be one of the most entertaining witnesses we've seen so far in the RICO trial against rapper Young Thug out in Atlanta. And that's saying something. We have some of the top moments from Kenneth Copeland's testimony over the last few days. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Hey there, everybody. This is another Law and Crime legal alert. Have you experienced severe gastroparesis or other side effects after taking Ozempic or another GLP-1 weight loss medication. The Ozempic lawsuits allege that the drug can lead to severe intestinal blockage. And
Yeah, I agree, Ali. He's not as convincing as he thinks he is, but he's definitely entertaining. We need to go skip past Ozempic, but hold on. It's
Jeffrey Williams, also known as Young Thug, and his co-defendants, there has really been nothing short of absolute drama.
right.
But honestly, what do you expect in this
He's
case
right.
with all of its
The
twists and
drama.
turns? I'm talking, of course, about the case where Atlanta prosecutors allege that Williams is one of the founders of
I don't know if you guys want to hear about my auntie that I believe is cheating. Let me know because we can get into some mess. I kind of don't want to be messy this coming week, but you know, there's always what is this time for me to be messy. Oh, Woody's live.
YSL or Young Slime Life, which they claim is a criminal street gang that has been terrorizing the city. It's part of a wide sweeping racketeering or RICO indictment where Williams and his co-defendants are charged with numerous crimes. The defense says that this is just a record label and there's nothing more nefarious that's going on. Now, this trial has been a little bit of a circus because for
I don't know, they should have given some of these people haircuts. I'd like to think.
one thing, it has been going on for what, almost a year and a half? And by the way, almost a year of that was jury selection alone.
That's insane.
Well, now, one of the witnesses that we had been anticipating and that we were looking forward to hearing from was Kenneth Copeland. He had been mentioned many times
one
in
and
prior
only.
testimony and was seen speaking with police in an interrogation tape that leaked online. He was supposed to be
How
a
tall?
star
This is unrelated. How tall is Woody? Because he appears to be very short.
witness for the prosecution because he had previously told investigators that Williams was connected to criminal activity. But if prosecutors thought they were going to have pretty solid evidence,
All right, Jerome. We might get into my aunt. I think she's cheating though, but we might get into her in a little bit. I'm tired of Jesse talking.
in the form
I
of
just wanna hear
Copeland's testimony,
I just want to hear him talk.
There is no, I can still.
Woody was very uncooperative from the beginning.
Yep.
Before he was even called to the stand on Friday, June 7th, his attorney announced to the court that he didn't want to be there and he didn't want to testify.
And that's who they gave immunity to. That's I don't know. Fonny's office, they did not think I don't know. In my mind, I think that they gave Woody immunity because of the relationship that he has with Gaither. Otherwise, it really doesn't make sense because Brian Steele, I just cannot remember. I'd have to dig that up. Brian Steele, during one of his motions arguments, basically said that the DA's office made a deal with the devil. He called that man the devil.
So, Your Honor, Mr. Copeland is here. I can state as his attorney that he intends to exercise his Fifth Amendment privilege against self-incrimination. He does not wish to testify.
He has immunity.
And I would ask, there is no other, he's not on bond, he's not on probation, there's nothing like that. I would ask that he be allowed to leave this courtroom
Sir.
Without being compelled to testify.
Okay, now the prosecution had given Copeland what's called use immunity. And that means that whatever he would say on the stand during this trial couldn't be used against him legally. Well, at least by the state. It seems there's some concern maybe on Copeland's part about whether he could end up with federal charges. But anyway, putting that to the side, when you're granted use immunity and the court compels you.
What does grown mean? I'm gonna be here.
I'm here.
What?
Circumstance.
Like,
I said, what's your pleasure, sir?
oh, is this when he fires Taylor?
Anymore because your right against self-incrimination is essentially protected.
What's your pleasure?
You're funny,
I said, what's
Joe.
your pleasure, sir? Do you wish to give testimony? I know you don't want to give testimony in this case, but you've been given immunity in this particular circumstance, use immunity. So are you going?
I did not realize how tired Glanville looked as well, because Paige looked tired by the second day, but all these folks, with the exception of probably, I don't know.
Going
Let
to
me play
testify?
this.
Yeah.
What?
Okay.
And Mr. Copeland, good afternoon. Do you want to be here?
Ma'am?
Do you want to be here?
I'm here.
Wait, are you gonna let me ask you?
That's literally how I'm going to respond when I get to work tomorrow. Oh, I need to take this down. That'd be a
Some
good meme.
questions.
Okay.
How old are you?
Grown.
Okay.
Okay, what does grown mean?
I'm an adult.
And when you say you're an adult, what number in years are you?
Woody said he's rated M for mature. Okay, don't ask him stupid questions.
I plead the fifth.
Mr. Copeland, given the fact that you have invoked your Fifth Amendment privilege, but the state has already given you immunity under 24-5-507, this court holds you in willful contempt, and we'll see you on Monday.
So this is when the
And
mess.
we'll see if we can get some more testimony at that point in time. Take him into custody.
Yep, Copeland was held in
That is when
contempt of
that mess
court and he was
started.
taken to the full. Difficult. I mean, even on basic questions,
School.
What was the
Yes.
Where did you attend school?
Yes.
Where did you attend school?
be complicated.
And when you were younger, did you go to school?
Yes.
Where did you attend school?
I don't know. I went to a lot of different schools.
Okay, what are all the schools you went to?
I don't recall all of them.
Oh, just tell me something.
That's crazy.
I only know one. Slater
Slater. Is that elementary school or middle school?
Elementary.
That's insane. How is it that you remember elementary and not middle school or high school? That's really crazy.
Why you don't remember what middle school you went to? Did you go to middle school?
I think I did.
How long did you go to?
Let's see what's Ali saying. So the reason the DA before Funny didn't indict this case was because, as the previous DA said, the key witness, Woody, is a self-proclaimed liar. So he never indicted this case. It goes back like 10 years. I don't know. Yeah, Woody is not. Yeah, he's definitely not reliable.
Did you finish middle school?
Relevance. Overruled.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think.
Okay. Did you go to high school at all?
Yeah.
All right.
By the way, let me give you some
No, we
context
don't
here.
want-
According to the prosecution, back defendants in this trial, they have been charged.
What's going on? Did Simone ask him a question?
Pictures.
That is insane.
These
This
men.
guy is not
But even that
cooperating
was like pulling teeth.
at
Can you take a
all.
moment and look at those pictures?
Can you imagine being in a disagreement with this guy? This is crazy. Yeah, I agree, I agree, Jerome.
Please look at those pictures.
Do I have to look at them?
Let's see.
Yes.
What's Andrea saying? Andrea said Dennis is live with the be back. Okay, I'm gonna tune in. What is Dennis' channel? Does anybody know? Because I only saw him on Nick Starrow's channel. So if anybody knows Dennis' channel, let me know. I'll look it up on my phone. We should not be messy this Sunday, but we cannot help ourselves. Let me see. Dennis, that's Atlanta. Nick Starrow. Was it Starrow? How do you say that white man's name?
I'm going to start first with Stacey Exhibit 350 Yankee.
You know those fat Hoka sneakers? Nice shoes, but the price? Not as nice. However, Skechers Max.
Tell me if you recognize individuals.
When folks watch all these videos, do you guys get as many what is this, ads as I do? Oh, Dennis Byron, let me look at. Dang, Jerome knows everybody. Jerome knows everybody. Thank you. I could not question him and take him serious. I know. Yeah, Woody definitely a very difficult person to have as a witness, but that's fantastic for the defendants in this case. Woo! Hold on. Okay, so I see that Dennis posted something. Let's quickly go there. Let's go there because we love to be messy. Hold on, I found him. All right. Let's see. Sheesh. Dennis, I hope this is, I don't know if this is photoshopped or whatever. The thumbnail's kind of crazy. Let me share this. He has Kayla in something that looks like a gown or something, a wedding gown. Let's see. Sheesh. I don't know. That kind of that looks like a gown to me, but not the music. Not the music. All right. Let's go. All right, I don't know what Dennis has going on his music. That is insane. All right, come on.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we're about to get on screen here. Let me check my makeup. How's my makeup? How is my makeup? Happy Sunday, everyone. Happy Sunday.
Jerome, did you watch?
And it's a joyous evening, very joyous evening. And it's always beautiful when we can talk about the love that has been created in the YSL trial.
Let's see, does he actually have...
With that said, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Does this man say anything substantive or not? Because I don't want to waste anybody's time if he's just going to be speculating.
No, you guys said, where's Mr. Byron? He's not on YouTube that much. Well, Mr. Byron has several businesses and he has to manage them all. So that's why I wasn't here.
Jerome, do you like this guy or no?
What do you think about the Kayla in the wedding dress?
Ooh.
She's in the wedding dress.
That's insane.
How did that happen?
That's crazy.
And I must caution you guys.
Okay.
That is a composition. That's what my vision of what she would have looked like had she had a wedding dress on when she had that virtual marriage.
Oh, wow.
That's my vision. That's my vision. Beautiful, beautiful wedding dress. You can see Mr. Jackson is looking so happy. His bride is in the courtroom.
That's crazy.
It's a beautiful thing. It is a beautiful thing, ladies and gentlemen, that we can happily report. Well, we confirmed it last week. You guys know I put the title confirmed. I didn't say alleged. I said confirmed. You're probably saying, why do you confirm it? Because I have sources. My sources don't lie to me. Because they got to put the eyeballs on the papers.
That's mind-blowing, though.
You know, but I'll let people run around and say, hey, well, I don't know. I kind of took a little flack. You know, I didn't want to kind of jump out there. But I knew it was real. I knew it was real. You know, guys, you know when I say something's confirmed, it's been confirmed.
Okay.
I don't know how I confirmed it. But it's been confirmed.
Has Star been back or no?
I had to go look for the wedding dress for the queen.
Okay.
I had to pick a wedding dress. I said she had to have a dress that, you know, I would want my daughters wearing. A beautiful dress.
This is insane.
And I went shopping.
Wow.
I said, I'm going shopping. I'm going to pick a dress for her, and I'm going to give her a bouquet of roses as well.
That is insane.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
Good, though. And that Photoshop photo.
Yo, so you love picking dresses. You know, I bought that black dress.
All right, I will.
That didn't end well.
I'll wait.
That definitely didn't end well. This time I said, I'm not coming out my pocket. We're photoshopping.
Yeah, I'll wait, but I love to laugh, okay? I can watch Star because he's hilarious. Dennis, this is my first time on his channel, but he's not making me laugh. I want to laugh.
Dress on her today.
I mean, we could talk about my auntie for a little bit, but I just want to be cracking up and cackling over here before I get ready for the week.
But it is what it is. It is what it is. Hey, listen.
Ellie, have you watched it before?
Listen, let me tell you something. I thought about everything. I saw what you said. I thought about everything.
All right, Jerome.
I had to make sure that it, you know, I was actually going to pick it had to be white.
What?
You know the saying about picking the color of dress.
Let's give you a like.
You know I had to pick the right color. So you had to get the little laces, a little bouquet of roses, put a little jewelry on her. Just make sure she's presentable for the world.
All right, come on, Dennis. You got her dress, you got her roses. Wagwan.
I might. But I know there's one less seat available for the family.
Sheesh.
One less seat. Why is that? You say, why is it one less seat available? Well, actually, it's one seat available.
So somebody, Ray of Sunshine said, so now we know what dress you're going to choose for Sylvia and your wedding day. Do they have a thing or something? Do they like each other? Is that why they're beefing?
Like those who have been hijacking those family seats, they had to give one up to the wife. They had to give one up to Kayla. Kayla is now in the family seating area.
Thanks, Jerome.
They were treating her like a stepchild earlier.
If it's just you and I can put the the link, the stream link in here. We can talk to each other.
They said no, you sit there with the general public.
Damn.
And Kayla knew in the back of her mind she needed to be in that role with the family because she is now bona fide family, and she needs to be sitting in the family seat, not the media. She tried the Rule 22. She said, "I need a Rule 22. I need to get closer. I need to be able to get my camera on my future husband." That didn't work, Judge Whitaker. Judge Whitaker, you and I got issues. You told him.
Jerome, this cannot be true. This cannot be true. Jerome is saying that Dennis and Sylvia got into an argument over a $40 dress and chicken wings. I don't believe that. I don't believe a lot of things. They're too grown for that.
A little story on me, but it's okay. You didn't want the reporter in the courtroom. I get it. You didn't want the electronic equipment. You probably didn't like the way I captured you. But I couldn't help it. It's the lens. The lens captures what it sees. That's just what it is, Judge. But now she doesn't have to fight for a seat. She doesn't have to work by stealing streams, not stealing, but borrowing streams from the infamous. She's in the family section. She can sit there proud. I'm here. Because the jig is up. They know already. Everyone knows. That damn reporter. But it really wasn't me, Kelly, to put it on social media first. I didn't put it out there. I knew about it.
Okay.
But your secret was safe with me. I didn't want no money.
I know.
I didn't want 500. I didn't want $1. You didn't. No, I would have never bribed. I would have never extorted you. Never.
Ellie said, I've watched him before and always mess with Dennis, and he and Sylvia got into mess together, I'm pretty sure. Okay. Yeah, I guess it would add up because they're both kind of messy. So
I would ask, let me take the wedding pictures. I'm gonna give mine the honest way. Let me take the wedding pictures.
Ooh, okay.
Let me take the wedding pictures. We still can do that. You can come to court tomorrow in a wedding dress.
Jeez.
Meet me outside the front of the courthouse in a wedding dress, and I take your pictures for free. For free.
That's insane. That is insane.
I believe in love.
And I don't know, based on my conversation with Jasmine last night, I would like to believe that Jasmine confirmed this marriage without actually confirming it. So that was my sense, or that was my impression from my conversation with her.
I believe in love.
Oh, okay.
And this will be my gift to you. And if you know all the famous people I've photographed, if I took your picture and we can put a nice package again and send it to him, or wait for him to come out, because I think he's going to beat the case.
Yeah.
I think he's going to beat the case.
I guess Kayla must be, if these people are in fact married, she must be optimistic that he is going to. This is Atlanta, so I don't know how juries work in Atlanta. They might, they probably already know what the verdict is going to be. But in my books, it's a huge gamble. It's a huge gamble.
That's my belief.
Okay.
I think he'll beat the case. And my pictures are not $500, by the way. A lot more. Especially when my wedding packages start out about
Jerome, this is a
to
mess.
$3,000. But I'm gonna take your pictures for free.
Okay, enough about the pictures.
What the strategy is, so to speak. But it's okay. I know, Detective Verito. You didn't think I was going to be able to pick that up. I picked it up.
What?
No one else picked that up.
Hold on.
You know all the filings. So you know what the strategy is, so to speak.
And what's that?
But it's okay. I know, Detective Verito. You didn't think I was going to be able to pick that up. I picked it up.
Why is he beefing with the police? What's going on?
No one else picked that up. You know why? Because everyone doesn't look at look at who's being.
Yeah, I'm with Palma on this one. Palma says this is, I think you guys can see. Can you see his chat? Yes, you can. Wrong page. So Palma says, I still can't believe they let the big fish out on probation for this gang war. Honestly, the two people that should have remained in this trial, definitely Woody and who's this? And Young Thug. As for the rest, they should have definitely given Obama that immunity. They should have given that man immunity, a passport. What else? They should have given him something, a package. He would have told. I mean, he even told without all of that. So imagine what he'd do with an immunity deal.
Being copied on the filings. And I want to know who's these people that are being copied on the filings. And that's in your name. So when I was looking at the list,
I don't know what you're talking about anymore. I want you to talk about, Ooh. Okay, so prosecutor, I guess he's just talking about the case in general, but I for sure think that the state is, unless something really crazy happens, I think they're arresting and then defense going to make a motion. And then a judge is going to side with the prosecution. Defense will have to put a case on.
Sunday.
What's going on? All right, I just want to
check. Maybe she sent something out. Okay.
Ooh, oh.
No, I don't see anything.
Hold on, let's stay there. Because we're so nosy. We're trying to get in here.
I don't know if it's a good thing. Well, if they did a good job at cross-examination, then they may feel they don't need to call any witnesses. It's not like it's not like the state has a lot
All right,
of
let me go to
witnesses
the
that will put them at get back at me because of that.
All right, hold on. Hold on. I don't know who's that. Who's that? Oh, Kayla? I don't see. Oh, here. Okay, we'll start a minute before that.
Hold on.
So we can get context.
So we use this StreamYard. Got the top packages and things still taking them. I don't know what that's all about. It shouldn't take this long. Hold on. Let's see. Grab the file again.
All right, come on.
Oh, there we go. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready?
Yeah.
I want to say it is. Empress Fox. For those who have been asking me, what are you guys going to do about what happened?
What do you mean?
As it relates to the judge restricting my electronic recording.
Sir, can you just move on?
And we're going to bring the court filing up. This is a court filing that was done last week. Here we go. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
No. That's your Rule 22. That's not why I'm here. Who's this person? Like, whose face is this? Is that him? Oh, that's him. I was trying to figure out. It looked like an old lady, but I don't know. Am I going past it? All right, Jerome, I need to know, do you have a timestamp for me? Okay, where'd you go? Sir. Is he talking? Is he not talking? What's going on?
Charge to take that. Very significant. Had 3 days because the lawyers were in negotiations. I was able to get in there on that Thursday, the 24th, and only for
What are you
15
referring
minutes
to, Jerome?
because no one was allowed in.
I need to
Sylvia had
pause. I
signed
just
the
need to read what Allie said. I saw Doug had posted a TikTok saying him and Max gonna be asking for a directed verdict on some charges, if not all, and he ain't calling witnesses. Yeah, it is customary for defense to do that. Oftentimes, oftentimes those motions are denied because even though the prosecution has not put on, usually the prosecution puts on sufficient evidence to overcome a directed verdict, but the question is obviously beyond a reasonable doubt. So I've done it before. I don't ever recall. I don't ever. Let me see. Getting a directed verdict is actually really tough. I don't recall, as a prosecutor, I don't recall any defense attorney successfully arguing one. And as a public defender, I have not successfully argued one. The judge always sides, not always, but 99% of the time, they're going to side with the prosecution. And that's because in order for a they don't always do it right. The popo, they don't always do it right. But usually there's at least enough evidence to arrest somebody and charge them. Let's see. Let's see. All right, keep strolling. I'll do that. Oh, I passed it. Take it down. Okay, hold on. So you say, but he just wants his Rule 22. It's not breaking news. I thought when you said paperwork, is a paperwork about his Rule 22 or is a paperwork about the supposed marriage? Is this good or no? I don't know. After this, we're going
Let's
to
say
go back
something.
to
There's
Woody.
no-
We're going to go back to Woody. We'll talk about, okay, obviously tomorrow court's going to be in session, so we're going to cover the trial. But somewhere, somehow, we need to get to my cheating aunt, okay?
Not
We need to
true.
resolve that.
Can anyone think of, just throw something out there? Think about why would a judge say that,
Jerome, is this the right spot or no?
knowing that's not true? I want you guys to put your thinking caps on. Why would a judge say that to a member of the press and then bring myself and Sylvia together and say that? Because if you had an issue with me directly, you bring me up by myself.
Oh, you don't want to be associated.
And you hold a hearing and you address the issue. That's the problem. You didn't do that.
Oh,
And that was
okay.
intentional. Because the public perception was that there were two Rule 22 violators in front of the judge. And I think about the timing in which that happened, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, I'll let it
The
be.
timing. We had already been out of the courtroom for 3 days because the lawyers were in negotiations. I was able to get in there on that Thursday, the 24th, and only for 15 minutes because no one was allowed in. Sylvia had signed the logbook, but she didn't even get allowed to come in the courtroom that morning, because the judge had already decided that the lawyers were coming in to discuss or do whatever plea negotiations. So that photo was shot. It was shot when I was allowed to come in.
You're welcome,
and I was
Allie.
asked to take the picture. And I'm like, if the lieutenant say take the picture, can I take the picture? Why would I think I'm doing something wrong?
Yeah, Allie, I think just based on his line of cross-examination, I would like to believe that Shard will put on a witness. I do not see him putting on anybody. Ooh, it would be crazy. Imagine if he actually put Kayla on the stand. Oh my goodness. That would be, I don't know. I'd have to probably fly to Atlanta or something to go see this in person. But I did not foresee him putting on anybody that's related to Shard, not to Shard, to Shannon. And I hope none of these defense witnesses put the actual defense attorneys put the defendants on the stand. That would be disastrous. Okay. I hope none of them are forcing to get on the stand. There's some folks that have done that. We've seen that with the suitcase lady out of Sarah Boone. I don't know what Sarah Boone was thinking. But Sarah Boone's case was actually really, really difficult. I think the most difficult cases that have been playing out this year, definitely Sarah Boone, and definitely Brian, is it Koberger? The guy is it somewhere on the West Coast. But yeah, I think that Shard is going to I think is going to bring in an expert that deals with cell phone data. And I think he might actually bring in a medical examiner. My reasons for thinking he's going to bring in a medical examiner is because he has focused a lot, at least when the medical examiner testified in this case. I know there were several medical examiners, but I'm talking about, it was a okay, if we're going back in time from today, she was the second to last medical examiner, because I believe in the last few weeks there were two medical examiners, but she was a black lady. And this related to the March, was it 2011, 2014? What's the guy's name? Peanut. Um, he questioned whether Peanut may have in fact be alive after shots rang out or whatever. And that to me signaled that because obviously anything that Shard or any of the attorneys say is not evidence. In order to have his theory before the jury, he definitely has to call a witness. I see him bringing in an expert. I foresee a medical examiner, and I also foresee somebody that deals with cell phone data, not just cell phone, but GPS, and obviously that ankle monitor that Shannon was wearing. As for who's this? What's the other guy's name? Doug Weinstein. I do not see Weinstein putting anybody on the stand. I'm not going to criticize him in this video, so let's just keep going. All right, so I got that. Hopefully Viral pops up last night. Hopefully Viral pops up last night was awesome. Oh, you mean Viral? I forgot Viral's name, but yeah. You said your channel is going to grow fast. Steady, easy. I'm good with whatever. And then Brooklyn, why would you put on bumpers so she can say SB told her? So, oh my goodness, Brooklyn, this is funny. That'd be very entertaining. You cannot make that up. Oh my goodness, can you imagine? Yeah, so SB, so she can say that SB told her she's the prettiest woman he's ever been with. Yeah, that would that could work. That could work.
Just think about that.
All right, Dennis.
And why would the judge modify my order once she has the information that what she's saying is not actually factual? Whatever issue Sylvia had with the court has nothing to do with me.
Okay.
But when you brought us both up there, it was like a catch-all, and you wanted to get two members. And I have to say, she's still a member of the press because she was under Rule 22. She's there. But calling us both up there at the same time made no sense. That's why when you saw me not respond, I stood there for a second, and I was going to say something. I said, let me wait. Let's regroup. Let's analyze what just happened. So people said, why didn't you just say anything? Because I don't have a knee-jerk reaction. We memorialize it in the writing, and the court filed it. And we touched on all the points, and we provide the evidence. So she wasn't prepared for me to respond.
Okay, so there's an interesting comment here by Sue. She says, Remember, you do not know how many letters the judge has been receiving about what's going on in the courtroom. I could believe that. Think there's a lot more than what we know. Somebody says I put nothing past Whitaker. Woo, okay, we're not even. I don't think that woman meant to say the N word. I think that she has obviously she has become very impatient. She has become very impatient, sometimes pretty abrupt, because she thinks that she can present this case. I don't even know. Honestly, for anybody to have presented this case to a jury in a cogent manner, they would have had to spend at least a minimum of 6 months just trying to figure out the order of not just of the witnesses, but of the exhibits, cross referencing. So I don't know that, without a doubt, maybe some folks could have done a better job, but I don't think it would have been as seamless in comparison to the chaos that we have now, because those are just too many people. Those are too many people to be in one trial at the same time.
Because I'm gonna tell you what happened. Well, I'll tell you guys in the membership what happened. So I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, I would never risk my reputation.
Okay, so Ellie says, I can't see them putting Yak or Shannon on the stand. Everything these lawyers have torn apart in the state's theories, putting these boys on the stand would just go backwards and hurt them, I think. Yeah, that would be that would undo a lot of the progress they've made, but ultimately their decision lies with the witness, and not with the witness, with the defendant. And some defendants, here in this case, though, it appears that based on the interactions between the attorneys and the defendants, I would like to believe that the defendants will go with whatever it is that the attorneys are telling them. Clients don't always listen to witnesses, not witnesses. Clients don't always listen to the attorneys, be it in the criminal context, civil. I have clients that don't always listen to me, so so sometimes folks just go out there and do things, and this can be illustrated by. Hold up, let me adjust myself, and this can be illustrated by the Alec murder trial. This was, what state was it? South Carolina? Or was it North Carolina? I want to say South Carolina. That guy is an attorney, okay? A very intelligent man. Obviously had extensive experience in criminal courts, but he, for some reason, wasn't he? I know he was doing civil, but I thought he started off as a solicitor. This is me talking to myself, trying to. Anyways, he was an attorney, whether it was civil or criminal. But he thought he could fool the jury. Some folks think that they can fool a jury, and they get up there, make things worse, and they basically end up doing the prosecution's work. Here's the thing with criminal procedure, criminal law in general. Folks, it's never about factual truth. Factual truth is, this person, I was gonna talk about a local case right now, but that would give up my location. So, criminal law in general is never about factual truth. Whether the defendants in this case, in fact, engaged in the conduct that they are accused of is of little significance. Criminal law is concerned with substantive truth. Basically, anything outside of defense. What is this? Definitions of what specific words mean in the legal context, things of that nature. Now I'm just rambling, but yeah, I do not see Yak or Shannon getting up on the stand, but you never know, stranger. This is Atlanta, okay? This is based in Atlanta, so everything is kind of, I don't even know. I don't know. It's a weird place. Ellie says he's writing raps about her. Oh my goodness, she's gonna tell that that on the stand, and Max tell her that I'm sure they were lovely. Yeah, that would be a mess. I need to find that video. I should have never closed that tab. That Taisha was everything, honey. She was a dream. Okay, so that's just Jerome responding to Allie. Yeah. All right. This is just you guys talking to each other. I'm gonna have to read this stuff on my own. Let me play Dennis and then I thought I
to
can
violate a judge's order. And it was disgusting that this judge held that situation the way she did. And she knew what she was doing because she knew that people were anticipating something that was going to happen. That was Mr. Nichols, who took his plea deal. So everyone was waiting, and this was like a heightened part of the case. We didn't know what was going to happen. We all went in. I came in, I sat down, set my equipment up. And the first thing she says, she addresses us both to come up there. But here's the other problem.
Yeah, as far as the judge is concerned, she might be a good person, but that's not enough for her to get the job done. But I might prefer her over Glenville. I don't know. I just think she's a bit snappy. That's my problem. But this case has been going, I mean, she's only been there for 4 months, but the case has been going on for a significant amount of time. And that's it's not the norm.
I would say repeat.
Okay, this is for Allie and Jerome. So there's somebody with a name always lying love. That's
Violation of the Rule 22. Why would she say, Mr. Byron, you can shoot this hearing, but you can't shoot anymore? Because if someone's violating,
hey, Wigs and Wine,
you don't reward them.
We started off with Woody talking about nut juice as he was describing the conditions in the Fulton County Jail. We'll probably end with him as well.
Allow them to continue shooting. So this was intentional. And Judge Whittaker, I know exactly how you handle this. And your colleagues who wear the robe as well question the way.
Yeah, Brooklyn, I definitely agree with that. He certainly has a lot to be grateful for.
Way that was handled. I'm not going to put none of them on black because I've covered multiple judges. Don't have issues. But this here, I look at you differently now because I have personal experience dealing with you. So I don't really.
Is he talking about?
Well, I understand you run the trial,
Sylvia?
but you took a shot at a member of the press, and you showed no deference to a member of the press who had a legitimate defense to what you were saying. So I do have an issue with you with that. Now, how we deal with it, we did our filing, and there's other steps we can take. But this is one of them. The power of the media is you can't silence the media the way it may have been intended to do. I don't know.
Yeah, that plea dealing is in fact the norm in criminal cases. I personally hate plea deals, but that is the system, right?
I don't care about, listen. Do me a favor.
Okay.
The quickest way to get blocked is if you talk about someone else online. I don't care about someone else being online. That has nothing to do with me. Nothing. You go over here, you're over here. Don't go over there. We play.
Jerome, Dennis is not saying anything. We want to laugh. We want to cackle up here. Let's see. Wigs and Wine says, I believe she was snappy intentionally in order to make the public believe that she was annoyed by the prosecution's negligence. Then she'd find a way to cover for their negligence. Okay, let's see how we're going to answer this. I think that she was snappy or has been snappy for two reasons. The primary reason is because she was essentially dragged into this case. It was not her case to begin with. And who's this? Glanville had to recuse himself. And then the second judge, I don't remember her name, she had to recuse herself. And then who's this? Whitaker ended up inheriting this case. So I would like to believe that Whitaker probably had plans. Okay, she had Thanksgiving plans. She had what is this? Christmas plans, probably New Year's plans. And every day that she is in court, she realizes that she might have to forego her plans or cancel or postpone. So I think the primary reason is because this was not her case to begin with, and she was kind of dragged into this, which she does not appreciate. But the other, my second reason for why I think she's as snappy as she is because from what I've heard, she used to be a prosecutor. And usually prosecutors tend to be harsher on other prosecutors. And then as far as mistrial is concerned, she still has to work within the bounds of the law. She cannot get out. I mean, some judges don't always interpret the law correctly. But in any event, she is working within certain certain walls. And if she does not believe that there's a serious procedural error, which she has a lot of discretion to determine, then she's not going to declare a mistrial. But a mistrial does not necessarily help these defendants, because the one thing that or at least I have learned about Fani Willis, she's very headstrong and she'd come after these men again. And having learned the first go round, she probably would increase her chances of securing convictions. So yeah, that's where I am with that. Yeah, Jerome, Dennis is definitely not funny. He's a little dry. I just want to cackle on a laugh. And then Jerome says, remember the instructions that she said, saying if the Supreme Court does something that's interesting, she knows something. With this case, this is probably the perfect case for any appeals attorney. I would like to hope that if there is a conviction and there's an appeal, I would think that an actual appeals attorney, somebody that specializes in appeals, would take over the case as opposed to Short. Definitely, we don't want Doug taking over this case because I don't think he is as bright of an attorney as Short. And I'm just gonna do that comparison here. Hold on, I'm gonna let Dennis play for a little bit, and then I'll pull up their profile so that you guys know that I'm not just talking smack. Okay, one moment.
Sorry, it's all good. It's all good. All right, guys, let me read some of the comments. Stand by.
Dang, I came to you to talk and
multiple judges don't have issues. But this here, I look at you differently now because I have personal experience dealing with you. So I don't really, while I understand you run the trial, but you took a shot at a member of the press and you showed no deference to a member of the press who had a legitimate defense to what you were saying. So I do have an issue with you with that. Now, how we deal with it, we did our filing, and there's other steps we can take. But this is one of them. The power of the media is you can't silence the media.
All right, so I'm going to share my screen here so that you understand exactly what it is that I'm saying in comparing these two attorneys that are still standing. All right, so let's quickly go to Doug. It's actually, was it Thursday? Thursday is when I decided to look up these profiles. And the reason why I decided to look up Shard and Weinstein is because it's always been clear to me that Shard is very sharp, especially when it comes to cross-examination. Cross-examination is a difficult thing to do. It's a skill that a lot of attorneys do not have, and that's because a lot of attorneys shy away from trials and they'd much rather plea deal. Okay. So the one thing that I realized or noticed about Doug is that he is not a good cross examiner. I'm going to have to find my notes. Okay. I'm going to have to find my notes because, or maybe I'm just going to compile a video. Let me compile a video. One thing I've noticed about, who's this? Doug, every time he cross examines, he's not asking questions that are on point. If he leads, if he's the first attorney to get up and cross examine, he does not ask questions that are on point. He does not appear to have an actual theory, which is okay, but he does not ask questions that are on point. So that made me curious enough to look him up. Okay. And when I looked him up, I realized that most of his experience is in litigation. Litigation is not trial, and litigation, that is civil work. Let me explain it to you this way. If you, let me see. Okay, this is actually a really good example. Okay, I want to change that example. Hold on, I'm talking to myself. If you want to get a BBL, we're going to stick with BBLs and whether they're taxable or not. If you would like to get a BBL, okay, you're not going to go to a dentist, for example. I don't even know that you'd go to an orthopedic surgeon. I don't know that that's who you're going to go to. You're going to go to a doctor that specializes in cosmetology. Okay. Sure enough, Doug is an attorney. I'm pretty sure he was a brilliant attorney. But if you're new here, I used to be a prosecutor. I used to be a public defender, and now I do civil litigation. With civil litigation, all we do is push paper. With civil litigation, you are not really required to be fast on your feet. Whereas when you're in court, you're always on your toes. You have to think. If somebody says something you're not anticipating, you need to know how to respond to that. And from what I've observed, Doug lacks that cross-examination skill. There have been numerous times where he'll get up there, ask a witness a question, they give him a response that obviously does not favor his position, and he just goes ahead and gives up, as opposed to, let's go to Meg Shard. Hold on. But if you read this guy's profile, he did, what is this? He litigated for almost 25 years in federal and state courts with top law firms in the country. Doug has more recently turned his attention to criminal law. So that more recently, it does show he may have been an attorney for a significant amount of years, but he does not have the skills for trial. Okay. So let's move on to Shard. Again, I won't stop saying that Shard is the best attorney in this entire case, because even this is before I was active on YouTube again, I just listened to him cross-examine, and I had to literally send a text to one of my really good friends, because that's how brilliant this man is. Let's go to Shard. So obviously here you can see his experience, 17 years of experience defending accused individuals. And you can see the types of cases that he has specialized in, okay? And then you can also see representative cases. Attorneys are not created equal, okay? Attorneys are not created equal. There's certain skills, like if it's just plea dealing, most people can plea deal. But if you are going to trial, especially if you're going to trial on serious charges, you actually need an attorney that has been either a criminal defense or public defender attorney for a lengthy amount of time. And typically, you can just look this up. You can go compare. I know during my time as a public defender, a lot of clients were like, oh, you guys are public pretenders and this and that. But Usually a public defender tend to be, okay, I'm just going to put out the fact here. Okay. A lot of people that do not know much about the distinction between a public defender and a defense attorney, people usually think that because you have a private attorney, a privately retained criminal defense lawyer, you stand a better chance of being acquitted if in comparison to being represented by a public defender. That is not true. The research shows that the chances of a criminal defendant being convicted is the same whether you are represented by a public defender or by a criminal defense attorney. There is, however, a distinction. The distinction comes in. At sentencing. The research shows that criminal defendants that are represented by private attorneys are much more likely to have a lower sentence than criminal defendants that are represented by public defenders. And the reason for this is because a lot of public defenders do not mitigate at sentencing. If you watch, I don't know, Judge McBurney's court is probably a good court to watch because it shows the day-to-day runnings of a criminal court in most states. I want to say all states, but the times that I've watched, it seemed to have been on par with at least the two jurisdictions that I've practiced in and another jurisdiction that I just worked in. But that's enough rambling and enough that's enough rambling and ranting. Let me stay focused. Okay, so Jerome says she's not going to take Glenville's mess. She's separating herself. She has done that throughout throughout this trial. Let's see, Wigs and Wine. Yeah, the police system is a way to lock up as many young people as possible. Although I don't think they're all innocent. I think they prey on those who are extremely uneducated and don't ask for an attorney. And I'm going to agree with you on this. But then again, I'm going to emphasize that because you said you don't think that they're all innocent. Criminal courts are not concerned with factual truth. And that's how you find, or that's why it's possible for people to be wrongfully convicted, right? So it's all about evidence and rules of procedure, things of that nature. All right, so Brooklyn says, I don't think so. She has to do her job as a judge and not to favor one party over the other, for it's a 9 to 5 job. And by the end of the day, she can't take her verdict personally. The job comes. I agree with that. And then we all hope that judges can remain neutral, but in all fairness, there are people. There are certain people we like and certain people we don't like, or certain traits and things and ways of presenting evidence that we don't agree with, and she reacts the way that she does. Jerome says she made it seem like a ruling can come any day before the trial is over. Listen, with this trial, anything is possible. Anything is possible. Hey, Ladybug, welcome. Let's see, Ellie, I would love one night, SO, to chat with you. I'd love that too. I can add you. Let's plan this because I could add you right now, but it's almost 11 p.m. Eastern time, and I need to get ready for work. But tomorrow, I think tomorrow would be good. If you're watching the trial, definitely come on here, and then I'll put my link in the chat. Probably, I don't know, Jerome, what do you think? I think Saturdays probably work best because we stayed up until, I don't know, Eastern time. It was like 2:35, and I had Jasmine on here. But yeah, we can chat, or you can send me an email. My email address is iwantareallawyer@gmail.com. Everything spelled out. iwantareallawyer@gmail.com. And then Wine says, I believe Whitaker wanted clout because she walked in the door. The ex-parte meeting with Woody was clearly coercion, but she insisted on continuing with the case. I don't know if it is clout. but I get the sense that there might be pressure for a mistrial to not be granted in this case. Um, by all accounts, I also do not think so far. I don't know. This is a tricky one because I'd have to look at all the instances. I know you're talking about the ex party here. When I heard about that, I was like, what? They do that in Georgia? Because that is unheard of. Yeah, that is unheard of. But in any event, when it comes to the mistrial motions, let me take another look at them. I won't have a lot of time during what is this Thanksgiving, but I will be coming live every every other day. I'll post content every day though. I just cannot guarantee that I will. Yeah, that's what I figured. I figured that my mic is not connected. I figured my mic. Anyways, I get distracted easily. Let me get back here. Jerome, Attorney Steele. I know. Are you saying that you know him behind the scenes? What? Attorney Steele? I know he. Oh, he is behind the scenes, crushing the prosecution to this day. Love should have never disrespected him. I don't know what's the deal with Love and Steele. I need somebody from Atlanta to, come out and let us know what's going on. But I think there's more to, I don't call it animosity, but they probably would not characterize it in that way. But they tend to be very passionate towards each other. And then let's see, Brooklyn Shard is a family divorce attorney. He is short to the point. Sometimes it works and sometimes not. It's a style. I don't know. I think he is very uh for cross-examination, it's definitely very effective. Shard cross-examines the way that folks are coached or taught to cross examine, but a lot of people do not know how to do that. If we look at his style of cross examining, he gets the witnesses to say yes or no. That is the point of cross examination. During cross examination, you don't want a witness that's getting on the stand and giving all these dialogues and trying to explain why their investigation was not complete and the like. And the thing, even with the Woody video uh, that we started off earlier, he's asking him questions, and that's really how it is. That is how we are trained. But a lot of people, for some reason, have a hard time grasping that. During cross examination, it's not advisable to ask questions that you don't know answers to because it might harm your client's case. And you definitely do not ask why questions. And that's what what's his name? Doug has been doing, which is it's just not effective. And the thing is, with the with Shard's style of cross-examination and presentation, it makes him very likable. And if he's likable to the jury, then that's to his client's favor. Because obviously, I don't see Shannon going up there and talking to the jury or even, testifying. But if the jury likes Short enough, they're going to find a way to explain certain possibly incriminating evidence just because they like his attorney. And that's the one thing that attorneys, at least trial attorneys, are taught. You need to get the jury to like you. This works for everyday life. Consider the people that you work with, right? Um, if folks like you, they allow you to get away with a lot of things. They allow you to take time off and the like. But if your supervisor or whoever does not like you, then they make it a point to just behave in a way that is probably not favorable towards you. That's a lot of renting though. So let's get back here. Wine, let's see. Okay, I think that's just you guys talking to each other. That's right. Glanville is in fact her boss. I hate that word, but he is her superior. Then you say, I mean, Doug is a business litigator. He's very short. But that's the thing. That's a difference. When, as a civil litigator, you're used to dealing with corporations. In civil litigation, it's mostly just about money. In criminal defense or even prosecution, you're dealing with people, you're dealing with emotions. So you need to at least know how to present your client in a manner that humanizes them, right? Because that's essentially what the defense is trying to do here, to show that even though these defendants may have had rough upbringings, it does not mean that they have engaged in this conduct that is alleged here, right? Okay. And then the other thing that I was going to say, even though Doug is not as effective, his client Yak is still going to benefit from Shard's work, and that's because they are in the same trial. Let's see. One, if it is found that the entire case was fundamentally flawed with unethical, illegal tactics, could it be possible that the entire case could be overturned against all defendants and all pleas? For pleas, no. For pleas, no. When you plead guilty, you specifically give up your rights. Okay, you specifically give up your right. There would have to be something. There would have to be something really improper. I cannot, because usually when you, and that's the thing, even when you plead guilty, when a defendant pleads guilty, they give up their right against self-incrimination. So they are in fact, what is this? Admitting the conduct that's alleged. There are narrow circumstances when a voluntary, that's why I'm saying using the word voluntary, when a voluntary plea could be overturned. But any appeals would benefit Yak and Shannon, not so much the folks that, entered into guilty pleas. Because when you plead guilty, you basically give up a lot of your right. Okay, comes across very disrespectful. Who are you referring to, Brooklyn? And then Allie, I have some opinions of both lawyers in this case and nothing bad, but just from my observation of them. Allie, I would like for us to have a further discussion. So let's see, tomorrow might actually be the perfect day for that. So if you're in here tomorrow, just, alert me that you're here and we can certainly have a discussion. Jerome, I got cussed out talking about Max. Who cussed you out? And then Doug has said that he has done very few criminal cases. He's usually doing civil. So yeah, he's definitely less experienced and it shows. But this case is too complex for somebody that does not actually have the requisite experience. That's my main complaint. In a case, obviously, no public defender would, in their right mind, no public defender would assign their office to this case because it would suck up all the resources. But this is not legal advice, by the way, but when in doubt, I say go with a public defender. All right. Okay, I'm going to tell you I'm going to tell you a story. I'm not the type of person that personally likes to talk about personal cases or even my personal life. But let me just explain. When I was telling you that the outcome is conviction, whether you have a private attorney or a public defender, it kind of matters less, with the exception of the fact that public defenders do tend to be more experienced than private attorneys because public defenders are in court all the time unless they're in traffic. I don't know. It depends on the state. I don't know that you'd need. Yeah, it depends on the state. It depends on the state in terms of whether you're entitled to a court-appointed representative in traffic court. In any event, let me give you an example. So a few years ago, I started out at a new public defender's office. I've been in 3 public defender's office. Okay. So I started out at a public defender's office. And in this office, I inherited a courtroom. I actually inherited 2 courtrooms. in one of those courtrooms, I obviously, that's the thing. When you're a public defender, you don't get to choose your clients. So in this courtroom, I was representing a defendant. He was charged with, I'd call it a DWI. Some attorneys call it a DWI. It might be a DUI, depending on the state, but he was driving under the influence. Okay. So he's charged with, let me see. He was initially charged with a felony because he had a prior conviction for the same offense. And for some reason, he got lucky with a grand jury. Okay. The grand jury decided to reduce the charges to a misdemeanor. He got really lucky because uh, if the grand jury wanted, they certainly could have indicted him and, he'd have a felony hanging over his head. So in any event, I review all the evidence in this guy's case, and I had nothing to go on. And that's the thing. People think attorneys go out there and plant evidence and create evidence that doesn't exist. Most attorneys really, unless you're like Proctor and Power or something, most attorneys work within the bounds of the law. I had no way of attacking the evidence in this case. What is this? The body worn camera footage was obvious. They took his they subjected him to the breathalyzer test within within 2 hours. They observed him. They basically, I still think these, the standardized field sobriety tests, I think they're junk science, but but that's just me. In any event, I had no real way of attacking his case. And at the time when I inherited this case, there was an offer on the books. So he was made an offer. Him and the previous public defender had discussed the offer. And so when I inherited this case, I decided to discuss the offer with him. We went over the evidence. He just seemed, he was asking for something that was not possible. And he was asking for something that's not possible, considering that he already had a prior conviction. And that's what I hate about plea dealing, because he pled guilty to the DWI charges previously, and that's going to be hanging over his head for the rest of his life. Okay. Unless obviously he goes 10 years without any other criminal convictions, and then he can apply for his record to be sealed. In any event, so we're dealing with a prior conviction for the very same charge. I talked to the DA's office, tried to negotiate for a lower sentence. The DA was not budging. They said, we're not doing any of that. I tried to ask for a higher fine. They would not do any of that. The charge or the offer pretty much stood. Okay. So we go to court one day, and this guy is just acting up in court. He's like, he basically hit me with a Woody. He's like, she fired. So he fired me. And he kept telling the judge how he's firing me. He was just carrying on this entire time. And he kept telling the judge how he hired a private attorney, and this private attorney used to be a prosecutor. He did not know that I used to be a prosecutor, but he said the private attorney used to be a prosecutor in this same district. He said the private attorney has a good relationship with the DA's office, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, baby, that's your business. Okay. And before we even got there, he kept telling me how his stepsister apparently is an attorney. And I later found out that the lady he was referring to did in fact work for the same public defender's office that I used to work for, but she left and she was doing something else. And in my mind, I was like, okay, if your stepsister is so good, why don't you just have her represent you? I didn't say that to him, obviously, but that's what I was thinking. In any event, so this guy goes on, and even when his attorney came to court the first time, they were just really acting up. He was demanding for discovery and all types of things. And I'm like, I'm going to give you all your files. I'm going to move on to other clients, people that actually need me, right? So fast forward a few months down the line, I randomly ended up I randomly ended up before this judge because usually court was on Thursday. Was this Wednesday? No, court was always on Wednesday. So I would get to court on at 10, and I would pretty much stay in court all the way till 4 p.m. I lost so much weight doing that job because I barely ate. So I'd stay in court until 4 p.m. But I had a client that had a hearing. It was another DUI, and no, it was a probation violation. She had pled guilty to a DUI, and they violated her because apparently she was out drinking or doing something. She also had one of those cram bracelets that one of the witnesses talked about or testified to this past week. That's how I could talk about it because I have experience with it. In any event, I had to go to court on a different day and not my usual time. So it was later in the afternoon on a different day. I just don't remember. It must have been a Tuesday or something. I went to court because I was going to have a hearing. I was basically going to argue that my client did not violate probation. I was probably going to lose. I was probably going to lose that, but that was going to be the argument. But when we got to court, the DA felt sorry for her because this client was actually really old. She was really old. In any event, so when I get to court on this day, when I'm not supposed to be in court, guess who was there? The guy that fired me, okay? And on this day, it was motions hearing. So I had the expectation for him and his attorney that is so brilliant, that has a good relationship with the DA's office, to go out there and fight, right? Because he paid this attorney $8,000 or something, whereas I was free because I was a public defender. In any event, while we were in court, I literally heard them say that this guy was going to plead guilty. I had to look back. I literally turned and I made eye contact with him because he was talking all that ish when he fired me. he was talking all this smack. But that just goes to show, listen, an attorney is not going to create evidence out of thin air. The evidence in that case was tight. It was airtight, okay? The DA's office in that case definitely did their work. So that was me illustrating that public defender, private attorney, usually the same outcome, but there are some exceptions. Obviously, the level of experience plays a significant role. So that's me to say that with a case this big or this huge, Doug is not effective as an attorney, but his client is definitely going to benefit from being in the same trial as, Shannon and Shard. All right. So Jerome says, I love listening to lawyers talk. I thank you for your profession, opinion as a lawyer. Thank you, Jerome. And then Wine said, Shard is getting, that guy, he is good. He is really good. Brooklyn, Whitaker will make the final decision on sentencing, and she can be very harsh. I don't know much about her, in all honesty. I don't know much about her. I think, though, it would depend on what the state, I keep saying the state because in some states they call the state. Depends on what the DA's office is looking for. And then Wiggs, Brian Steele is the best when he's pissed off. I don't like that. That does not, for viewers, it's entertaining. But in a courtroom, and that's why Whitaker had to warn Love and Steele, from the perspective of a juror, it's not a good look. All right, let's go. Where are we? You should do a live stream. This is Wine. You should do a live stream and outline all 50 mistrial motions and cover what they were about, and if you think they were justified. I think that would be a good series. It's just going to take me a lot of time, but if you do have, in order to simplify this, if you do have, you can send me links. I want a real lawyer at gmail.com because I'm actually a practicing attorney and I need to go to bed in a bit, but I usually I'm good on 6 hours. Okay. I am good on 6 hours. And then let's see, Glanville acted as though Love was his ex-girlfriend or ex-wife. the way he allowed her to manipulate him into reversing objections, and the way they argue like spouses. Love is just love, okay? She's obviously very argumentative. And I've seen, I don't know, we'll leave it there. We'll leave it there. Jerome obviously agrees with that. And I have to put these on the screen because I don't have my glasses. And if I take my glasses out and forgot to put them back, I'll have serious trouble at work. So I have to put these on the screen. I believe most of these cases were done pro bono for them to get the publicity. It's not about the fees that they would get into another case, but the pride of putting YSL case on his resume. I don't know, because I did not know that any attorney. Here's the difference, okay? I would like to believe that they may have anticipated that this case was going to last as long as it did. In order for an attorney to actually take this case pro bono, they have to be part of a larger firm. They have to be part of a firm that actually is bringing in income. Okay, this is not something I used to consider in public service because I got paid. But now that I am in civil litigation, it's definitely something you have to consider. The type of cases that you are accepting, do they make sense? Overheads, paralegals have to be paid. There's rent, office space, things of that nature. So I do not know. I'd be very surprised if any of these attorneys took these cases pro bono. If they did, that means that they have a very nice cushion of money. Okay. So Ellie says, I know for Shannon, the state was seeking life without parole if convicted. I don't know about yet. Let me see. I'm trying to go back to 2 weeks ago. Let me go back to 2 weeks ago. I think that they may have been seeking life for both defendants. I don't know. I don't remember. Okay, so obviously we're not going to go back into Dennis, because Dennis Dennis was putting me to sleep. So I'm going to close that out. Let's see, how are we doing on time? We have about 12 minutes within which we can cackle. Okay, so let's quickly put Woody on, because I got a little too serious over there. We can talk about my my aunt on, let me see, today is Sunday, probably Friday. Friday is a good day to talk about cheating, folks. What do you guys think? Think that's a good day? All right, I'm gonna share my screen. Let's just get into Woody here, because I wanna laugh before I go to bed. Okay, I wanna have a good time. I wanna feel good. I wanna wake up feeling good.
Stacey Exhibit 350 Yankee.
I recognize myself.
Okay. Do you recognize anybody else in 350 Yankee?
Myself.
Do you recognize anyone else in 350 Yankee?
Their face is covered up.
Okay. Do you see someone's face who's not covered up in 350 Yankee?
You know you're not gonna say. I know why you're pulling that close to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you recognize who that person is?
Here's something else.
I can hardly tell.
Okay. Is that Shannon Jackson? Your Honor, at this point in time, I'm turning to impeachment. Do you know someone by?
All right, and here's the thing. I know this is going to that's just me talking, right? Who's this? Simone, last name Hilton. Simone Hilton, when she had declared Woody a hostile witness, she could have done a better job. I thought she messed it up, because the purpose of a hostile witness is to basically cross-examine your own witness, treat them like an adversary, because that's in essence that's what they are. But she messed up that direct. She did not take advantage of the status of hostile witness. What's Jerome saying? Lol, you should show me she was crying. What are you saying? She knows she messed up. What are you saying? Okay, Ellie said, what time tomorrow are you covering the trial? So tomorrow is Monday. I'll be on tomorrow. I'll be here 10 p.m. Eastern time. So 10 p.m. Eastern time, I will be live.
By the name of Demikion Garlington.
Street name,
Little D.
for sure.
That is a mess.
How do you know Little D?
I didn't birth.
I'm sorry, say that
Oh yeah,
again.
this
I
was
almost
one of the craziest. This was one of the craziest.
You almost birthed him?
Yeah,
Tell the jury, what do you mean by that?
I mean, he my son.
That's a
Okay. And let me ask you this. Do you know another person who's referenced as Little D?
What you mean?
Do you know someone who's called Little D from Cleveland?
Oh, I heard of him.
You heard of him. Okay.
This court reporter needs to come out with a book or something. She needs, because she has a front row seat.
We'll talk about him in a moment.
You said what now?
Tell me who you recognize in 380 Yankee.
Oh, me and Coco,
Who's Coco?
Coco.
the ugly boy right here.
This is a mess. This is what? Hold on, I need to go back to that. I remember watching this live too.
Me and Coco,
Who's Coco?
the ugly boy right here.
That is
Okay.
And the prosecution also needed to connect Copeland with Williams himself.
That is-
So they tried to get Copeland to give evidence of their friendship.
Go to bowling alleys and stuff like that. He went to the kids' football game. I remember.
Yeah, we can do that, Jerome. We can do that, Jerome. It's just, it's limited time. I don't know what time looks like for you guys. I would think that Fridays and Saturdays probably the best, so we don't have any time caps. But yeah, we'll definitely do that. Hopefully, you guys get a chance to watch the trial tomorrow, and then we can actually talk about it.
I've been to the club with them.
What?
I've been on shows. I mean, you correct it.
You said on shows?
Yeah, like when I watch them perform.
All right.
Now, Mr. Copeland and
All right,
his
Jesse.
testimony or lack of part of an ex parte.
I'm gonna have to do my own top 10 moments or whatever, because Jesse's. I mean, it's his show, but he's doing a lot of talking. All right, there's Brian Steele. Everybody.
Judge's chambers, one-on-one with the judge. The defense is not
Yeah, that's
present.
insane.
And the defense argued that this was highly improper to have
It
a
was.
private meeting with a sworn witness when they had no idea this was going on, especially when some of what Copeland allegedly said, namely that he would confess to.
Let's see. What is Jerome saying? Just to be clear, you're going to be on like today, but we will call in on Friday or Saturday. Am I correct? I mean, if you guys want to call in every day, that's we can do that. I don't really have a preference. It's just that I have a job, and I'm pretty sure most of you have jobs and have things to do and tend to. So we can do it every day.
To being responsible for the murder of Thomas, or that the judge and prosecutor allegedly pressured him in that
All right, come on,
meeting
Jesse.
to testify or face jail time. The defense said that information
Here we go at the edge. Come on.
he should have been privy to. Now, Judge Earl Glanville only wanted to
Sure.
know one information. He wouldn't give up his source.
No.
He cited privilege, by the
No.
Georgia Supreme Court, and he won't.
You said little Woody moment. I mean, this is kind of a little Woody moment, so I understand why. I understand why it's up there.
But back to Kenneth Copeland.
All right.
Caleb Bumpus was the stand-in counsel for Copeland's regular attorney who had gone out of town. And the allegation has surfaced, and based on Judge Glanville's statements in court, he seems to suggest that she may have been the one who told Brian Steele about this ex parte meeting.
All right, Ellie.
Now,
you can
she and
definitely
Copeland
call in
will have to
tomorrow.
appear at a show cause hearing in a couple of weeks to determine if they should be held in contempt of court.
Look at what Brooklyn said.
Well, after all of this
Yeah.
chaos surrounding the
Yep.
ex parte meeting, Copeland decided he didn't want Miss Bumpus to
Woody was exasperated.
represent him anymore.
Right.
Sir, Mr. Copeland.
This is exactly that Dewey case that I was talking about. This is exactly how that defendant did me.
Copeland, is it your desire to release your counsel at this point in time?
She fired.
She fired.
She's fired? Okay.
You could tell. You can tell. You can tell she wanted to crack up. The court reporter. I need to play that again. I like it.
Counsel at this point in time?
She fired.
She fired.
She's fired? Okay.
But according to Ms. Bumpus, she had already been fired before
man.
Copeland even testified. As you can see, this trial had during that interrogation in
Love and others about Little D and Shannon being in your vehicle the night of the murder.
Huh?
Yesterday, did you tell myself, Miss Love, and a few of my other colleagues that Little D and Shannon were in the car with you the night of the murder of Diamond Thomas?
I told you and them that
I know. What's this attorney's name over here? She's with the DA's office. Does
what I
anybody know?
told investigators in June when Nut got killed, something different because I was trying to finish my way out of a situation. So I said, I picked up D and Shannon.
D?
D never told me nothing. I made it up to clear myself up. And
I don't know. This guy's not. I don't think he's very convincing, but you know. All right, come on.
that's it.
And was that yesterday that you said that? Did you tell us that yesterday, what you just said?
You asked me to be truthful. And I didn't, and I told you what I told the investigator back then.
All right, come on, Woody.
Wasn't
do all the talking.
Do you recall what the Copeland, let's go back to him. He says he doesn't remember much of what happened in that interrogation.
Do you recall what Thug said in 2015?
I know. Out of obviously, we cannot compare. We cannot compare Woody to Taisha, but based, who said? I don't know if I should even compare these people. Obviously, Woody has a lot more memorable moments, but Taisha has been living rent-free in my head. Like, it's just crazy. Because even the day after she testified, I literally woke up saying to myself, what he was writing a song about me at the studio, whatever it is she was saying.
To kill.
Yes.
Yes, you remember what Thug said?
I don't
Well,
recall what
Jasmine
was
Knight,
said. I don't
thank you.
remember what was
Ed,
said.
I'm gonna
I
look
don't
it up.
remember me talking to the investigators about it.
All right. Do you remember telling detective?
All right, hold on. Let's go back to the nut juice. That's more. Is this it? Yeah. This is it. Let us close out with nut juice. Let us close out with nut juice. Because apparently I love insanity. Let's go back here. Yeah, let's go back here. We're close
Stay
out.
in Rice Street in
And this is another illustration of how great of a cross-examiner Short is, because he's pretty much asking questions that he knows that Woody is going to answer according to the information that he's trying to elicit.
I guess it would be February 21st of 2015 when they arrested you on that probation warrant, and you stayed there for several weeks, correct?
Yes.
Do you remember exactly how long you stayed there?
Yes.
How long?
3 weeks.
3 weeks. Okay. So that would have been February 21st to the middle of March of 2015.
Yes.
Okay. And in that,
Let's see. Jerome said Jasmine was awesome last night. And that's Kayla's cousin. For everyone who doesn't know, she was thorough. Jasmine was fantastic. I did not check my email, but I'm pretty sure she sent me the photos confirming that she and Kayla are in fact, kin.
first of all,
I thought last night's show was a lot of fun, honestly. I had a great time live streaming. You guys were interactive. We were going I thought it was great. The atmosphere was great.
In Rice Street in general, there's dorms, right?
Not where they put me at.
Well, I'm just talking about in general right now. I'm gonna get to
So you see, the way that Shart was able to recover from that question, you can tell the man is skilled.
where they put you at in a second. There's dorms, and then within the dorms there's cells.
Yes.
Okay, and the cells, how big are the cells?
18 and some ones, 16s and other ones.
Talking about feet?
You said cells?
Yes.
Like rooms?
Yeah, how big are the rooms?
Yeah, 18 rooms and some, 16 and some.
The individual rooms are small, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And everything is made of either concrete or metal, correct?
Yes.
That place must be cold.
Most of the time you have a cellmate.
All the time.
Okay. No privacy.
Correct.
Showers in common areas.
Wouldn't it be crazy? They came out with a reality TV show and they basically had all these attorneys in there. They'd have Love, they'd have Steele, Shard. Shard would still be a fan favorite. But yeah, I mean, it's Atlanta. They might do that.
Correct.
Kayla, oh my goodness. Kayla, Shannon.
Toilets.
Insanity.
You don't get a special room to use the bathroom.
Right.
Okay. It's filthy. You talked about feces.
That's really gross.
All the time.
When you on the ground, on the walls, things like that.
That is insane.
Yes.
Unacceptable.
Standing water in the showers.
Who?
Standing water.
Who?
We call it nut juice.
We call it nut juice.
What do you call it?
Nut juice.
Okay.
What? Hold on. Wait.
What do you call it?
Nut juice.
That is
Okay.
insane.
Mr. Shart.
The visual is just crazy. It's bonkers. Yeah. In any event, guys, this is the end of my live stream. We're almost 2 hours in. I had a fantastic time hanging out with you. I'll be back tomorrow, 10 p.m. Eastern time, 10 p.m. Eastern time. I'll be live. All right. Thanks for watching. Oh, and have a fantastic Monday.